Hello, once again, my name is Ikenna. We are going to discuss on the topic design pattern in JavaScript. Time may not permit us to go into all the design pattern that we have in JavaScript. So for that, we are going to limit our discussion today on module design pattern. Before we go into module design pattern and what we are going to talk about that in detail, I think it will be important for us to understand what design pattern is all about. It's just a template that enables us to solve a problem. So we have a guide to follow to solve any kind of problems that we have in JavaScript. So it's our responsibility to choose the best design pattern that suits our problem. There is a design pattern that is widely used today, and that is the one we are going to discuss about, the module design pattern. What is it all about? The module design pattern is a design pattern that enables us to create an encapsulation of our code. What do we mean by that? We are going to go into that practically, and in the course of that, we will understand what we mean by encapsulating our creating an encapsulation of our code. So we are going to, for practical sake, we will be using CodePen, and this is my CodePen displayed on the screen. So we are going to now start by doing what? By creating a module, after which we will export the module. Then we understand what private properties and method and public properties and methods is all about. Then we'll now end it up with revealing module pattern. So how do we go about creating our module? For you to create your module, first and foremost, you declare an anonymous function. There are different ways though, but this is the way I choose. Declare an anonymous function and wrap it inside Ify. So since we are using EX5, we are going to say use straight. So by doing this, we've created a module. So now, how do we export this module? Without a name, it is difficult. We cannot do that. So for us to be able to export a module, we have to do what? Give our module a name. So I'm going to call this module my module. So I've succeeded in giving my module a name. So what I want this module to do is just simple. We just want to create a module that is going to output hello world to us. But the property is going to be private. Then through the method, we will call the property and at the same time output that property through the method. So now we declare a variable private property called _private, and we initialize it with a string, hello world string, so this is our private property. So why is it a private property? It's a private property because we cannot directly invoke it from outside the module. We cannot invoke that property from outside the module by doing this. So if I do this now and I run it on console here, it's saying module is undefined, but module is defined. Unless we specify this, unless we do this, return private. So if we do this, then we can now invoke this property. So we can see hello world being displayed on the screen. So now, this is not what we want to achieve. We want to show you how to create a private property, public property, private method, and public method in Module, or using Module design pattern. So now we have created what? A private property underscore private. So if I want to create a public property, it's the same thing that we are doing here, but I can as well say private public prop, and I give it a name here, and I say what? Welcome on board. So by doing this, I have done what? I have created a public property. So if I print this, what I will see is welcome on board. So that being said, now we are done with creating private property. So for us to now create a method, I told you our aim is to return the property through that method that we are going to create. So we are going to remove everything on the return statement, in the return statement, then we create our method. I'm going to call it my method. Assign it I return my property through the method, and all I have to do here is just return it through the module. So by doing this, we have now created what? We have now succeeded in returning or revealing the property. Mind you, we could not call this property from outside the module. So we are calling it, we are getting the value from the method that we created, and this method is a private method. Why is it a private method? If I remove everything here, and I try to call this method, what it's saying is module is undefined, so there is no output. Now that is to tell you that this is a private method. So how do we go about creating a public method? So if I want to create a public method, my pub underscore method. So if I want to create a public method, I'll just do this. Sorry. I'll just do this. and I'll say return thank you for the warm welcome. So I've succeeded in doing what? In creating a public method. So I can easily call this method from outside. And you can see thank you for the warm welcome being displayed. So we have been able to learn how to create a module. We have been able to learn how to create export the module. We have been able to know how to create private and public properties and method. Then the next thing we are going to talk about is revealing module pattern. How do we reveal the private properties? And that is what we are doing here. That is what we are doing here. So, sorry. If we remove everything here and go back to our private property, and method, so we want to reveal what we have, what we declared what we declare for our private property. So in revealing that or displaying that, we just call it here, and that is all we need to do. That is the revealing module pattern. So this is all we have to do in creating a module, in exporting it, at the same time creating private and public properties and method, and the revealing module pattern. So you can develop more on this if you want to build the application. So you can write a module so you can invoke, so that you can invoke this module, use it wherever you want to use it, and the private properties that you don't want the outside world to see can be encapsulated. So that is all we have to talk about today. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Take care and bye.